well as Nia. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I'm going through a crystalline sweat right now. You know the kind of sweat I'm talking about, the one that comes out of nowhere and just ambushes you. Not talking about a hot flash. Whee! Jesus. All right. So, I am also your galactic spiralite priestess, Makala. So, we're going to jump into this. I have some good things to talk about today that I want you to get into the rhythm of. And makes a lot of sense. I love the synchronicity of how all of us are feeling and seeing things, and we're seeing and feeling certain things, and we're really like, oh wow, you know, I was feeling that too, or I felt the sensitivity of that too, and da 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 da. So I'm loving the synchronicity. And Conscious Juice, he was on this morning. He had a lightning storm going on when he was doing his show, and it was thundering and heavy thundering. And I was like, oh, I love to hear the sound of thunder. I love the sound of the rain, and I just love all that. So tomorrow we have a portal. It just feels like I just told you a couple of days ago that we're going to have a portal this week. Well, here we are. June 17th is going to be another portal activational day. So heightened energy. We also are experiencing more geomagnetic storm energy from what the sun did yesterday and the day before. And there's supposed to be a little bit more activity today, but I'm like, you know, just let it all be done. We're just going to move through this. We have to just move through this and let it all be done. But the things he was talking about today, I was like, and then there was this one clip he showed of this lady that was talking. And when she was talking, I said, thank you. Finally, someone is saying it the way I say it, the way they're thinking, thank you. Okay, I was just so happy to see the clip of this lady. And I know she's on TikTok, but I don't have TikTok. I don't do the TikTok thing. I just follow whatever some of the clips that come up on YouTube. So she was talking about it, and she was just saying it like it is. And I said, thank you. That's what I've been saying. Somebody else feels the same thing, and somebody else sees the writing on the wall and sees it, and they're saying it. So I said, you know, she's right on point, blah, blah, blah. She's saying it exactly the way it needs to be said. So the whole thing is, keep telling everyone, there's not going to be any more of this Democrat and Republican crap. This is all going away. It has to go away because this is related to the Pisces time. We're in Aquarius time. All that old stuff has to go bye-bye. We have to go into a new way of doing things. A council. The council will be representing what we're moving forward into. A galactic-like council. Wrap your head around that. But before we get to that title and finally merge into it, we have to be willing enough to let go of all the old bullcrap and the old way of thinking. And, you know, I try to bring this up with my own parent, telling them, and I get the deer in the headlight look, and I get the don't know what you're talking about, and this is going to... We must have did a really good job over the weekend, because all light gritters, you did an excellent job, because a lot of that stuff didn't kick off what they were trying to plan for the No King's Day. Now, down here at Whole Foods, trying to go and get my water on that Saturday, and was wondering why we were hitting traffic. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Then I see some mealy body person walking by with a sign. I said, oh no. OMG. There were so many people out. They took over the parking lot of Whole Foods. that whole mall area, the Fountain Mall area, was taken over by the protesters. And I'm sitting here in the car as we're merging along, and I'm saying, this doesn't look good. So we make it past a crowd going through a tunnel. I have to say a tunnel of people protesting with their signs. And you could just feel all this negative energy. And I said, oh, we're going to have to smudge when we get home. This is sludge. So we were just going through, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, no. And we get into the parking lot, and I'm like, we're just going to get water and get in and out, and then we go pick up the rest of the stuff. Could not find a parking spot to save my life. Nowhere. And the little ones with me said, this looks kind of daring. I'm like, daring? Looks like it's out of control. So I was just like, this is a little much. Couldn't find a parking spot. Couldn't even find one way down yonder, past the pole. Couldn't find anything. I said, you know what? We're going to have to bypass this. We'll come on Sunday. We'll go Sunday, which was yesterday. So after finally trying to get through the parking lot of that and go do the shopping, whatever, everywhere else it was calm, cool, and collect. I was like, look at this. But it was nothing but mayhem all down around the Galleria area. I could not believe my eyes. I was like, what the hell is going on? It was just ridiculous. So after dealing with that, went in yesterday to go get water, pick up a couple items. All the parking in the world. God, who would know? I parked up close and personal. No problem here. So I was just like, all right. What have you? What do? So today we're going to step into Kin 84. You might want a pen and paper for this today. So let's talk about today's setup, and then we're going to talk about what tomorrow's portal is going to be bringing in. Now, I'm going to really dive into what my message is, and this room was lit up with all kind of graph sun designs all over my wall this morning. And I was just like, holy crap, look at all of that. And then all of a sudden the whole window just got super, super bright. And then I said, oh, let's count down. Here we go. And then it went, I said, oh God, what's that, a flash? Oh my goodness. We're in it to win it. We're in it to win it. So here we go. Kin 84, yellow rhythmic seed. We are stepping in today. I organize in order to target balancing awareness. I seal the input of flowering with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power double. The color is yellow. The planet is Jupiter. The chakra is the root and the earth family gateway. So we do have a rune, and this is what the meaning is today. Consistent discipline replaces old programs. Old programs are erased according to the intensity of your discipline. Let me read that again. Consistent discipline replaces old programs. Old programs are erased according to the intensity of your discipline. How many of you feel like you're going through some kind of discipline upgrade? So we got the fourth sphere, continuing consciousness. You're going to feel a lot of activity towards the back of the head. And then second dimension, cosmic ascension. And then we have the higher mind control here in the center, which is dealing with the beta, alpha waves. Okay, so the rune, I think this is that discipline rune. Which one is that? The one that looks like a lightning strike. Oh, it's defense. I thought no, wait a minute. It's not. It's wholeness. 139. I had to look again because two of them almost, wow, look at that. Just turn right to the page. Oh my. Hey, Kristen, come on in here. Donna's in the house. Wonderful. All right, here we go. Look at the title. Oh my God. Oh, come and help us now, please. Here we go. So, wholeness, life force, the sun's energy. Yeah. Spink, 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 spink. Okay, so this soil stands for wholeness, that which our nature requires. It embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from an utter motivation, but from the core of your individuality. Seeking after wholeness is the spiritual warrior's quest. And yet, what you are striving to become is what by nature you already are. Become conscious of your essence and bring it into form. Express it in a creative way. A rune of this great power makes life force available to you. So it also marks the time of regeneration down to the cellular level. Take that in. Regeneration down to the cellular level. And there's no reverse for this. It's about counseling and opening yourself up, letting the light into the part of your life that has been secret, shut away. It's about accomplishing, to accomplish this may call for profound recognition and admitting to yourself something that you have long denied. And there's a prayer that is said, you who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminates the world, illuminate also my heart so that it too can do your work. So it's also the art of doing without doing. I love that. Doing without doing. And it says, I can of my own do nothing. That's under John 5:30. So this is all about that magical moment. That sun is bringing that energy in like crazy. Yes, I'm fanning myself. So tomorrow is portal day. And I definitely will be on for tomorrow because it's a portal. And we're going to anchor. So like I said, we did a good job anchoring for Saturday. Did a really good job because a lot of things that they wanted to have pop off did not go as planned. Okay, it didn't happen as planned. There wasn't all the chaos that they wanted to happen. So that was a negative timeline. So I want to give props and thanks to all the grid workers and the light workers that knew exactly what they needed to do. They took it seriously. They went and they did their grid work. All of those that came and watched the video beforehand, you got the message and you went and did your part, which was really, really good. Let me grab this over here. So I am really happy that you did that. All right. So let's jump into, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, close it. Okay. So the message, hold on. Let me see if she still has it going on. Come on. Okay. So those of you that know Sage Goddess, if you are interested in trying to do some shopping, type in Sage Goddess on your Google, go into the the space, and it says we have moved. Now let's make space for what's next. It is 75% off. So if you put in an order and you've been waiting for your order, be patient with them because they were in the middle of trying to move, plus keep all the orders together to make sure to send them out to the people who put in for the order. So they still have the 75% off deal, which means you can go in, look at anything on the web page within the shop itself and get 75% off. And you have to say, you have to use code MAGIC75. You got to type that code MAGIC75 in after your purchase. So once your purchase goes in, it'll ask for a code promo, and you type that code MAGIC75 in, and you'll get your 75% discount off of what your price is. Okay. So some of the things that I ordered and I had my eyes on was the herb grinder. It's so cool. I had it upside down, excuse me. The herb grinder. And it comes like this. And you pull it apart. And it's magneted on the inside. So you put your herbs inside whatever you're going to grind. And you stick it together. And you just turn it. Grinding up how you're going to do it. And then you pull it apart. And then you dump it into your container or what you're going to use it for. So I just love that because, one, it was made of wood. And I just love the design on it. And I said, oh, I like that. Then I had my eye on this double terminated, it's really sparkly, you guys, I'm sorry. Double terminated, thank you. I can't show it. It was full of that light. Quartz, the way it was made. And I was just like, wow, had my eye on it. And I said, oh, I'll wait on that. But when she had the sale and she still had these in stock, I went ahead and ordered one. This is a copper ring with the amethyst that floats right through the center. It has good firelight in it. I just love it. Haven't figured out yet what I'm going to do with it, but it's coated. I've been working with some coats with it. So there's a lot of chloride material that's inside this quartz here. And then it got clear up to this point. I just love, love, love it. So I said, cool. And then with the purchase, she gave another crystal in with your purchase. And I said, oh, this is nice. Can never have enough crystals. You know what I'm saying? And then each order comes with a little card and she'll put it, and then the staff will write something really nice on the back of your card saying thank you for shopping with Sage Goddess and hand sign it. I'm so glad that she's, she made the move, but at the same time, she's getting back on track on what she wants to do. And, divorce is not easy. It really isn't. All of us, somewhere along the line, had to go through some kind of rebirthing of the self. And we meet those partners that you give your all to. And then somewhere down the line, they turn out to be mean. So how you move through it and you take it back. And I'm glad she got her store back and everything, because he was taking it all. And I laughed. I said, if you think you can take her stuff or what she put together and the goddess isn't going to come in and whip up on you, you are sadly mistaken, Mr. Man. So if you are a crystal lover, or maybe just rings and all the charms that you like, just head on over to her webpage and get that good 75% off. And don't forget to use the code MAGIC75. But be patient when it comes to getting your item delivered to you. It took a little time because it is a lot for her staff to keep up with, and in the process of the move and unloading everything. But have a good time. Sit and scroll through and look at the page and see what is there. And just know whatever the price is, you're getting 75% off of that price. So if it says it's $32, you're going to get 75% off of that. Okay? So just go have fun. I'm just let everybody know, as long as that's up there, take advantage of it while you can. You never know what you might need. So let's get into what the medicine is so important today that I just kept hearing and hearing for 3 days straight. Okay, remember when I said, we have a lot of artificial light energy that hovers over us, those artificial clouds, artificial energy, you know what I'm talking about. It's not divine. And a lot of times when you try to do your prayers or you're speaking into the divine self and you're really trying to connect, there's like a little bit of distortion that comes in that wreaks havoc when you're trying to do that. Okay, so I just kept hearing very clearly, drop into your sacred heart of yourself and then extend your heart awareness of the divinity of your Heka beyond the artificial containment, beyond the artificial light, beyond the artificial net. And you accelerate your energy above that. When you state it as such and you say, I drop into my sacred heart of myself in the divinity of as a sovereign being, as I speak or I connect to the divine source, I move past the artificial light, the artificial containment, the artificial net. I move past that. And now I anchor divinely into source and communicate there. So when you say that, what's happening, one, enough of us keep saying it enough time, what happens, you start really putting a lot of holes in the containment net, artificial net covering, okay? That only lets your energy go up so high because it's so busy trying to keep us down still, but we keep bouncing up against some of these areas. So by saying that, you're literally pressing holes into that energy that hovers above us, okay? Therefore, you're creating your signature in the higher timeline, okay? So there was something really interesting that came up on Conscious Juice platform, and I thought it was really interesting. I think it was one of the videos or something he was showing, and they were talking about, this lady was talking about the fifth dimension is not true. It's false. It's fake. It's fake. It's not real. And I was just kind of looking at the way she was saying it, and I said, okay, it isn't real. We're going to the fifth dimension. It isn't real. Now, you're probably going to say, why am I saying that? Because remember when I did the teaching about the dimensions? And when some of the people on certain platforms will say things like, yeah, when we get to the fifth dimension, we're not going to have to worry about these lower beings because they can't come where we're going. True and not true. They still have access until the 11th realm. They can't go past the 11th dimensional realm. Okay? So I had talked about this, about understanding the dimensions, understanding what each dimension level represents. This is why when we say things, when you're doing your work and you're saying you're connecting into your connection to source and you're bypassing making a direct signature energy line within the connection to source, keeping it and anchoring it into the higher timelines. Okay? So you're not getting infiltrated by artificial light, the containment, the net energy that is going to try to convolute whatever you're saying when you're going up and you're connecting. That's the main thing. But what if I was just to tell you that we've been in 5 this whole time? What if I was to tell you we've been in 6? Because each one of those dimensions is going to tell you different things that you're experiencing. Okay? Those dimensions will tell you that. So, hold on. Let's see if I can bring it up. Oh my goodness, I got so many books on here. Thank God I got a place to put it like this. Here we go. The Palladium Workbook. Oh, this isn't going to let me open it. What? Okay. I will dive into that tomorrow when we go and do the portal work. We'll go back over those dimensions because as a part of the refresher, that was a good book. You have to understand what each dimension realm represents. And if we have been in 5 this whole time, but yet and still kind of dumbed down energy, kept down in a lower state of vibration to not fully vibrate at the level that you're supposed to be vibrating at, you're going to just fall in place to what they want you to stay in. Okay? So it's only fair to really say we've been in it the whole time. It's just we energetically, energy-wise, have to catch up, have to align, align with it. We have to align with it. We have to come back online with it and not being in the false energy of it. So this is where the alignment, because of what our body process is doing, is going to get very surreal and intense, but in a good way, because it's all about making that alignment come into fruition, to really click the key, turn the key to make everything align and open up. That's what it is. So when we see certain alignments and things happening in the cosmos with certain planets, that's the same thing that's happening to us on the inside of us. We're just a cosmic macro projection of what the cosmos are doing, except it all happens within us. So one of the things with the sun revving up, doing what it's doing, I said, oh, Mother's getting ready to get the biggest kiss from Father's son. Mother's going to get the biggest kiss of all. And that kiss, when it comes, is all about that jolt of light that comes through. And it's going to happen in such a beautiful way when it hits. It's going to be like this, and it's just going to spread its light cell all over everything. Everything's going to get inundated with it. And it's already happening in little increments, little ways, because it's kind of like, let's just test them out and see what they can take. Can I take this? Oh, okay, they did it. Okay, can I take this? Okay, they did. Okay, can I take this? Oh, that's a little much. Let's back down. Okay, can I take this? Oh, we got pelicans falling out of the sky. Yeah, in Alabama, everywhere. Can you believe that? So it's just that energy, the way it's going to come in, is going to be just this wave. And that's what you want to be ready for. And if you're doing a lot of heavy sweating, waking up in the middle of the night, that's all a part of getting ready for it. And this is where you really have to make that conscious decision. What do you really desire in your life? Are you done playing it small? Are you done playing it safe? Are you done repeating the same cycles over and over? Are you done? Because now you have to make that commitment. And the sun is going to detoxify you no matter what. It doesn't matter what program you're on or what. You're going to get detoxified, period. If you're not sweating yourself to death in your bed, breaking out in sweats, just walking around, and you're just like, wow, I'm sweating like crazy. Go outside in the sun, and then you get hit with all the beautiful rays of light, and you're like, wow, I'm really, feeling that. Yeah, you're going to detox no matter what. You're going to make the body right. So that was the first thing that was coming through. Now, going back to the bed, making sure you have a nice bowl of water with salt in it, sea salt in it, underneath the bed. Makes a world of difference. You want to create a force field that's strong when you're laying in your bed. So those of you that are having a hard time sleeping, you might want to do this. And just kind of, I don't know, just pay attention and see how you feel. And then taking a piece of black obsidian, palm obsidian, and placing that in your pillow. Because what you want to do is you're creating a distraction energy from the artificial light coming in, infiltrating your dream world, infiltrating your space. Okay, there's a unseen war happening in front of us that only the cats and the dogs can see. And let me tell you, the cats are worn out because they heads be a bopping and looking all over, and paws going up in the air, and I'm like, what they swipe it at? Okay, did you get it? Did you get it? Make sure you annihilate it. Annihilate it. Okay, there you go. Good cat. So they're doing their thing, trying to get rid of whatever they're seeing. I'm like, yeah, get rid of it. So when you put that, sprinkle that salt around your bed, and then you put that bowl of water underneath your bed with that sea salt in it, it totally creates a field, a shield with your bed. No joke. It works like a charm. Okay? So implement that. Please start that. Now, when you go and you take your bath, and I just love this. I was just all into, I've been playing around with my copper, trying to make my tinsel rings, and I was like, oh, okay, gotta get a thingamababa to make it, but I was just like twisting it, and I said, okay. So these are the same as these. So I had to go down to Sac Crystal store today. I had to tell them, please order some more things. So you see this. Now they had these bigger ones, but they were out. So they only had this size. But when you take it and extend it, you can put a nice crystal, a long crystal in there, okay? And then you can hang this after you put your copper wiring through to create a hook form. And you can hang it right underneath your water faucet in your tub if you're taking a healing bath for the self, okay? Now, what happens when you have it extended, like I have one in my tub area now, with a nice big crystal inside of it, and the water hits it, it has to spiral all the way down, so the water is constantly spiraling over this, plus hitting the crystal, creating this energy that when it spirals all the way down through it and the water hits the bathtub, it spiraled. It's got a tutorial field of water programming into it. So when you lovelies get into the bathtub with all your mixtures, your oils, your baking soda, your Epsom salt, and you sit in your bathtub and you just get comfortable in it, you are going to feel that sensation all in your tub with that water. And plus, when you have the crystal that aligns perfectly inside of the coral, you can tell it to neutralize the chlorine and fluoride. Because when you put salt in your water anyway, it kills that. And put salt in your water. Because if they're putting anything weird in the water, it's going to kill it. Okay? It's going to kill it. Especially if it's anything that shouldn't be moving in your water. It's going to kill it. The salt will kill it. So that I know for a fact. But this, I placed it underneath the water fountain, and it just, the faucet, it just spiraled. And I just stood there and looked at it. I said, why didn't I think about this before? Besides just putting these crystals in the bathtub itself, have it where the water made contact with the spiral, and then boom. And I said, all right, fine. Just put that in there. Now, that's your bath water. Now, your second. This one. Now, I did this back earlier last year, with the priestess group, when we were doing the belly button healing and releasing and detox. So at night we would oil up. It's an Ayurvedic treatment. You get your sesame oil or your coconut oil, or if you're going to use CBD oil or maybe olive oil, whatever. And you just put a few drops in the belly button and massage the belly. Massage that whole area of the belly right there. The navel, okay? That navel is a powerful connection. It's a powerful connection to your mother and to the divine creation first that took place, that brought you into formation, that created the first pulse through a charge of plasmic light that created you to come into form. There's that cord. You cannot exist without that cord. Because that cord brings in the nourishment, it brings in the life. Yeah, you can do castor oil. It brings in that pulse sensation, everything through that navel, through that cord. Okay? The life force, the bloodline. Literally, the bloodline. Okay? So, here you are now, adult, in the world of the woes and whatever. And that center, when we go out grocery store, go driving somewhere, we got to be around a whole bunch of people, that center belly is going, my stomach feels funny. Ooh, my stomach feels, that's making my stomach feel weird. Da, 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 da. You're feeling energy and you're getting hit there. Now, this is where we want to kind of caretake ourselves a little bit more as we're moving closer to the doorway of summer solstice, because that's a pull. That's another whipping through a portal door of energy that we're going to be moving through. So when you start feeling that, and when you put the oils there, you anoint it, you can use your myrrh, you can use your frankincense, your rose oil, you can use orange essential oil, some basil oil. Make sure you put, if it's more acidic or minty, make sure you have enough oil base in that navel area so you don't get burning from certain flower oil plants that you're using, okay? So just by putting it there, if you're going to do, say like for me, I like to use my spiral light elixirs. So I'll spray it on a cotton ball, put it into the belly button, and put a piece of tape on it. And I use like your kind of like your bandage tape or your clear tape that they use for dressing wounds with, okay? So I'll use that. Now, if you have tape adhesion sensitivity, I would highly suggest you find something that doesn't give you sensitivity on your belly when you have to take the tape off and remove it or so, or what have you, whatever you're doing in that area. If you know for a fact you're going to be around a lot of people, I'm going to put medicine there and cover, okay? At night, when I went to the crystal store, so I came across something. I said, I need something I can put in my belly button at night. I want to do a quartz, but sometimes I want to do something else. And then this jumped out. So this is a orange calcite. Look at that. Has a little like white eye on it already. So here's the honey calcite. Solar and crown chakra. Solar plexus and crown chakra. I can't make this stuff up. And it says empowerment, perseverance, and manifestation. Self-worth and development, teaches leadership and responsibility. Brings divine rays of light down from crown chakra into the rest of the body for restoration. So this is going to be working with me tonight. So if you find a crystal or a bead crystal that you want to work with, you take it, cleanse it, smudge it up, then program it. You can tell it, okay, I want you to work with lowering my cortisol level in my body. Send out the signal to lower it. My body stays in a calm alignment. My hormones are in balance. And this is going to be the activator for that. Okay? Setting it up. Give the crystal the intention that you want it to do. Don't just take it and just put it there. You got to set up the intention with it. Okay? So then I'll go ahead and place that. If I'm putting an oil, great. Place it inside and I'll make sure to tape it up. Now, you want to make sure if you're using a crystal, you tape yourself well, because when you're moving around and turning, bending, whatever, getting in and out of cars, there's bound to be a little pocket, a little movement, and something might just drop out of the belly button. It might, the crystal might just come out. So you want to make sure everything is secure, okay? Especially if you're doing medicine. Say like you pick a day and you say, well, I'm going to be doing a lot of detox today. I don't want to be putting up with a lot of energies from the outside that's going to be hitting me, making me more sensitive. I'm going to go ahead and use my belly crystal, put that in place, put that tape over. I'm going to put positive written affirmation on my tape as I put that over my belly, what I'm doing with this. Okay? That's how you'll activate with this. Now, when we're talking about making that belly button, it's very connecting and soothing, okay? It helps you to stay more into your intuitive self, ground it more, okay? And when you are really moving into connecting and thinking about what it is that you are bringing into manifestation, it allows you to do that a little bit more with clarity, okay? And bringing down the energy of fear, worry, anxiety, because this is that solar plexus. This is dealing with those emotions, okay? The emotions that might come up, the emotions that need to be looked at, that needs to be healed, that needs to be released. So that's what that's going to do. So you need to pick what kind of stone, and I picked the right one. And like I said, this is a honey calcite, and it's for solar and crown. Perfect alignment, because this is going to be getting hit and this is going to be getting hit. Okay, so then this was really interesting. So I went into dream world. I was dreaming about all these different sizes of cars. These cars were big, fancy, old-time cars. And I was like, wow, I haven't seen these kind of cars on the road in when. These are huge cars. I said, oh, yes, these are spirit travel cars. And I was like, what? Yes, look at all the different colors. I mean, different colors of these big Cadillac, Chevrolet type of cars. The big ones. You know what I'm talking about. The big 1950s, 1960 vehicle. You know, they were made of metal. If they hit anything that wasn't made of metal, that was it. But they didn't have a dent in their car. They tore up whatever they hit in front of them. Yeah, I can see why they don't have a lot of those on the road now. The kind of cars are made out of now. So, anyway, this was the weirdest thing. In the dream, I'm seeing all these cars, and then I literally see myself looking at me in the dream. And my beloved self walks up to me and says, so you know how you're going to remember this? I said, why are you're looking like me? Oh, okay. And she goes, yes, I'm you. But I want to remind you, everyone's always talking about they can't remember their dreams. Did you ever stop to think? Just tap on your third eye and say, please bring up the dream I had last night. Please bring up the dream. Bring up the fragment pieces. I am now allowing myself to remember my dream. And she looks at me and she says, that's all you gotta do. What's so complicated now? Why do people make things so complicated? And I go, I don't know. And she goes, there, I deliver my message to you. And I said, okay. And then she just vanished. I was like, that was me. Where is she going? I asked some other questions. She just vanished. But it was me telling me what to do. And I was like, okay. So if you're struggling trying to remember what your dreams are, this tapping part and asking inside to bring back the dream so you can gather the information from it helps you to remember. Okay. And by setting up your space at night when you go to sleep, saying, I will remember my dream when I wake up. I am setting the intentions to remember my dreams. Okay. The message in my dreams. Allow me to remember this. And I do not consent to artificial memory formations in my dream. Artificial dreaming. I don't consent to that energy. Okay? No artificial input in my dreams. So I know this becomes a part of us where we constantly are like, God, I got to do all this and say all these things before I even go to sleep. But I tell you what, how are you sleeping when you don't say it? Versus how are you sleeping when you do say it? Are you sleeping more or are you sleeping less? Or is something still interfering with your sleep when you're sleeping, waking up at 3 o'clock? Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we have to wake up at 3 o'clock because there's something going on. Remember, sometimes that 3 o'clock awakening is to pull you out of what wave of energy was coming that was going to pull you into something. So that's a way of saying, you don't need to be a part of that. Wake up. Okay? So, those are the energy informations I had to deliver today. I know that was a lot to kind of look into and to really have on your plate. Please make sure you are staying hydrated. And if you are going to get on a good, I'm not a doctor, I'm not prescribing, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I got to say that. But if you're going to get yourself onto any kind of supplements like magnesium or anything, make sure you test your body out to see if your body can take that. if it'll utilize it. Because if your body doesn't utilize it, you're buying a product you're going to spend a lot of money for, and you take it and it doesn't do well with you. It doesn't make you feel good. It might do the opposite. So find out if certain magnesiums that you want to take for your body, if it works for you. It's the same with when you do electrolyte or trace minerals. It's the same thing. You have to find out if your body will utilize it. Because if your body doesn't, you're wasting your money. So I like the liquid kind. And I like the powder calms, but I can only take that for so long, and then it's like, nothing's happening. But the magnesium with the malate is really good also. But there's so many forms that starts putting in all these different other compounds of the magnesium, and sometimes your body might not do well with certain ones. Okay, so test yourself out. If you're going to pendulum, pull it up and ask the body, do the pendulum, put your hand there, look at it and say, is this going to work for me? It's not. Or if you have the product in hand and when you go into the health food store or the store wherever you find it, and you put it up to the belly and you wait to see, my forward is a yes, my pushback is a no. So yeah, some of the things I put out, I went way back. I was like, nope, put this there. It was like, oh, right away. Okay, that's what it wants. So test yourself out. Be in tune with yourself so that you know exactly what you're looking for to use. Okay, so everybody get the message I delivered today. Any questions? Is everyone good? So tomorrow we will definitely be doing another portal. All right, let's step into the read. And while I was there, I saw this and I said, this is so cute. Oh, witch magic. And it was spelled right. It's a K. So, and I said, this is so cute. It opens up like this. Sometimes you just want a little something. Now this is really cute. I said, oh my God, this is so cute. All of these are different on the back of the cards. They all have different little symbols on the back of the cards. And I said, oh wow, like things like that. Like broom, the hand. And I said, wow, this is kind of cool. So I said, okay. So I pulled one. And the way they work is you flip it over and it'll give you a little saying. So this one was the candle. And it says, light an extra candle. Sprinkle some more salt. Sometimes results take more effort. And it gives you a little something to think about. So you light your candle. I like to sprinkle salt over my shoulder. Just like toss. And it gives you a little something to flow with. And I said, this is kind of cool. When you just need a little something to kind of move your day along, stay focused in. It even gives you a little bit of journal things to do. You want to, if it asks you a question and you get the journal about it. So, and they're simple. And this is great for a lot of you who are travelers who just want something cute and simple in your bag. This is really cool. And I like this. So that's how that works. All right, let's get ready for some codes. I have some new medicine things I'm going to be bringing in. Okay, crystal grid for today. And today the energy is like, I don't know what it is, but I thought it was kind of interesting when when Juice made this, said the comment. He said, as we move through this energy and this change, you're going to start seeing less people. And I said, that's true. Because a lot of the old programming beings are going to just disappear. But I tell you who's going to get really busy. The people who go into homes to do the cleanups when someone has gone bye-bye. Okay? They're going to get really busy. This summer is going to be massive busy. Higher self frequency cards. Remember, these are the cards you can get off of Amazon, and you can make them into your own. They have the pictures already printed on it, and all you have to do is just interpret what that card means to you. And I like that. Makes it a lot easier when I say, oh, let's bring out a code. Let's do this. Okay, we're going to do an angelic message. Oh, somebody pretty. Pink flower. And now the star codes. I was watching Tales from the Hood 3. I have to go back and rewatch it again because I came in the middle of it. And I was like, I gotta watch that again. I remember it vaguely. But I'll have to watch it again. Okay, this is right on the money. This is from the Crystal Grid Oracle, Creation Ammonite. This is beautiful. Look at that. I rarely ever get this card. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. The vibe on it is awesome. I love it. And it's a good grid to work with. Spiral within a spiral. Love that. Cleo, what you doing? What you doing, Mama? Hi, baby. What you doing? And the card, we've gotten her before. Charity. Bring peace where you can. And this is all about, I am ready to understand and forgive. Charity. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. How are you? She's talking more. She used to never really responded, but lately she's been like, I'll say, are you hungry? Meow. Do you want something to eat right now? Meow. Oh my God, you guys. Here we go. This is why I do the dual cards. So, Astro Little Baby 1 and Astro 2, the large one. Okay, so we got 19, the perception. What is your perception? So I would actually pay attention to what's going down on the 19th. So 3 days from now, before the 20th, what's going to be happening on the 19th? You want to know why I'm saying that? Because the dual card is the same one. Can't make this up. It's the same thing. And I mixed up the cards. Who's looking at you? There you go. So when it comes out duals like that, that's like the extra pay attention. So let's pay attention to the 19th, because the 19th is going to be the White Galactic World Bridger guided by heart. Oh, wrong one. It's going to be the Blue Solar Hand, guided by abundance. That's June 19th. And then it's right before, oh, wow. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that is important, the 19th. Because on June the 20th, on a Friday, is the summer solstice, coming in at 7:42. And it's a portal on that day. Okay. Which reminds me, I gotta order my calendars. Okay, the codes for today. Take the first step. And then Lyran, the 12th Stargate, Royal House, Power, Strength, Courage, and Royalty. Lyran energy. So that's talking to the kitty cats and getting your connection for that. All right, lovelies, that is the message. That is the works of the day, the things to do, pay attention to. So I know that was a lot of different this, but there is a reason. Okay, like the wind just gone. Okay. So pay attention to that and step and move accordingly to your energy and take care of yourself. And, just be mindful where you're going and what you're doing. Okay? Is everyone good? Any questions? Everyone's good? Okay. So, I am looking at doing some teaching, but the way you will pay for the class is you have to send silver. You'll pay for it in silver. Haven't decided how I want to pull that off yet, but I think it's a good idea how I want to do it for the energy of that. Just so I can get that started. So in place of everything else that I've talked about today, I want you to really just sit and think about what would it feel like to just be totally free from the craziness of this world, and how it's been really, can you just imagine what it would be like to have a council members, kind of like the Knights of the Round Table type of thing, except it's council members that are more galactic minded versus these agent things running around doing all this stuff. And one of the things I really had to speak my truth to an insurance agency, and I told her, I said, California is always raising the price on something, and it's expensive for taxes, it's expensive for car insurance. And I just told her, I said, first of all, I don't want you to misunderstand anything that I'm saying. I'm not taking this out on you in any way, shape, or form. I'm here to just lift up that cover a little bit more on we good hand people, because it's not good hand service. When you keep increasing things and there's nothing anywhere to be increasing it for. She says, well, it's because they raised the amount of coverage of money. So if something happens, you want to be able to have at least 50,000 that covers for you and someone else in the vehicle. So they just raised it up more so it could meet that. I said, okay, so when they sit around their tables and they make those ideals and they want to raise the price of stuff, Don't expect the people to agree to what the company is raising it to, because everyone is trying to make ends meet in these times right now. And if you decide to raise the prices up, you better make sure that you have a way to work with the people. And no shaming, no guilting, no gaslighting. Those days are over. She got really quiet with me and she goes, how about on Monday we talk about a payment plan thing? Yeah, because I'm not going to give all this money to you when I have other obligations, like me, taking care of me, not giving it to you. So let yourself really talk up in these times right now when you're paying out bills and things are going on and they decide to raise it up. And I don't care about your damn notice. When you were sitting at the table, that's when we needed to know of what was being negotiated. Not after the fact and you come sending me a notice saying that this is going to go up. I'm not agreeing to that at all. Now you have to work with me. Don't be afraid to just say that. They have to start moving their buns towards what we want now. They want it, they'll do it. They will do it. They will move their butts in order and do it. Trust me on that. That's what time it is. All right, lovelies. I'm just going to go and behave myself now, not end up on the news by 6:30 as special bulletin. So anyway, everyone be good to yourself. I hope you take to heart which ones you want to kind of utilize, what you want to work on your belly button, and massage the belly. Give that belly some attention. And you'll see your belly starts just dropping. Oh, and by the way, if you have not purchased a vibrational plate for yourself where you get on it and it shakes you and stirs, go on Amazon, take a look around, see what vibrational lymphatic plate you want to work with, and feel into it. Kind of read what it has, how many modes it has, what the vibrations are, because it's one of those things when you get it and you get on it, you're gonna love it. You're going to like how it makes you feel. When your body starts processing and the plasma starts getting a little kind of tight in those muscle areas and you get on your plate and you just shake for a few minutes and you're like, doing your voice and all that wonderful stuff. And then when you get off of it, you find yourself, you can move a lot better. Okay? Even your grounding pads, if you can't get outside and wanting to put your feet on the ground and they sprayed and you don't want to pick that up and all that shenanigans, if you have your grounding pad and get on your grounding pad, that'll help you also. Okay? You've got to really pay attention to caretaking of the self. Give yourself some attention. All right, lovely? All right, lovelies, I'm done. And I'm going to behave myself. And I will see you tomorrow and we'll dive into tomorrow's activation and we'll have some codes to do. And I might just have a product to show you. Just might. And I might only have 2 of them to sell. Just might. Not sure. Maybe 1. I'm looking at it. All right. Be good to yourselves and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being a part of Be So Light. Like and subscribe. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for buying my books. Thank you for just showing up and being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so have a wonderful day and be good to yourselves. And remember, you are the divine intelligence. You've been here the whole time. And that AI, which is the ancient intelligence that we designed many moons ago, is just now coming into play, and we don't have to be ruled by it. It's ancient. We're the divine ones. Just remember that. To love.